My memo tonight is about reading and understanding. The Building Bridges Initiative BBI report is finally out, and some people across the country say they have already read it or are planning to peruse through it. I have gone through the summary of the document and seen that within it are some very important recommendations which may affect you, the voter. That is why calls from political leaders for watu, wasome, kisha, waelewe, whether sincere or not, are important. But with our recent history, those calls must be taken with a pinch of salt. After all, someone once said that in politics there are no permanent friends or enemies, just permanent interests. So when we hear them saying watu, wasome, waelewe, kisha, waamue, we don't buy it wholesale. But whatever our thoughts, we need to understand what the report contains, not just for ourselves, but for future generations who will have to live with the consequences of our actions, whether we read or not. Let me start with this tired line that fulani amenisomea, hakuna haja mimi nijisomee. This statement, ladies and gentlemen, sits at the heart of what ails our politics. How can you, as an adult with 32 teeth, a functional brain, and perhaps some measure of literacy, say that a politician has read something and so you won't read it for yourself? In case you've forgotten, these are the very politicians who promise heaven when seeking your votes, only for them to deliver a fearsome hell full of unemployment, corruption, tribalism, and generally misery. These are the same politicians who tell us to fight only for them to shake hands the following day. These are the same politicians who say everything they have no intention of doing and pass laws they have no intention of following. Why would you believe a word of what they will tell you about BBI, for example? Ladies and gentlemen, we need to read so that we are not hoodwinked by the politicians' interpretations. Haven't you noticed that already some of them are telling us the document will require a referendum, while others insist it can all be sorted out in Parliament? In 2010, many Kenyans did not read the document that would later become the constitution of the land, but they happily trooped to the polling stations to reject or approve its contents, merely on the strength of what the politicians said. That ship sailed, and the constitution is now 9 years old. We have all owned it. It is affecting our lives, all of us. Those who read and those who did not. That is why this time around we need to know exactly what we are getting ourselves into. In my opinion, the first chapter of the BBI report does a splendid job of outlining our challenges and their root causes. The question now is, are the proposed solutions contained therein what we truly need? There's only one way of finding out: reading the document. And that's my memo.